Hi, this is Danny Che, Miles Higher Than the Rest. You know what the best 303-41510, you know what it is. Representing that MHB, Mile High Bombing for ideas. Got the bubble letter MHB pendant on my neck. Never in your life better disrespect. You got that 303 smoke if you wanna. You got the best in the world, so come on, bruh. Smoke a little hash, a little sesh with the best. And I guarantee we're gonna put that head to rest. The 303 smoke.
America has quite a fascination with you.
All right, people. I'm talking about the slave trade. Um, that was one of the greatest atrocities committed in this new world. This new world order, slavery in their plan. Their plan has been going on little by little for hundreds of years. But their slavery was one of the greatest atrocities committed. I can consider that a genocide too, because it's either be a slave or get killed. Even Paris and even France back in the day thought that we were just barbaric. Not us, but not me. I'm a native, but the colonizers. You know, the colonizers um, committed those atrocities, that genocide. They committed slavery, which I'm not saying nothing bad or wrong, but they did. The colonizers committed genocide on black people and used them as slaves. It was either be a slave or die. The Native Americans fought back. You know, they were a peaceful people. They didn't have weapons or anything. They were at one with the earth and with the universe. But the evil man came along, poisoned them with their diseases, used their guns on them, used their modern technology that they were slowly advancing. But it was the white man's time to rule the world because all the other cultures had ruled the world at one time. India, Egypt, uh, Greece, America. Well, we all once had advanced civilizations and ruled the world, but it was their turn to rule the earth. You know, they were barbarians. They came out of caves and things, and they became um, more civilized. You know, they started the. You know, they became English. The German people. They became um, the French people. You know, it was there to the white man's turn to rule the earth and create their advanced civilization. But it seems like we're being tested to see what culture or what's you know culture is going to be an advanced civilization, but be at peace and be at one with the earth. You know, and not destroy or poison, not fight and have wars, but get along. You know, and use their mind and their intellect instead of fighting and killing each other. Use their mind and putting minds together in the intellect to create more higher technology to create things of good, used for good. But you have too many greedy people fighting each other for the same thing. The elite fight each other for the same dime, but they're being all used too in the end. And American natives, that was the biggest genocide committed on this earth. The colonizers committed genocide on a race of people, on the lost tribe of Israel. You know, the people that once ruled an advanced civilization, like the Aztecs and the Maya. They became the Native Americans on the plains, the Native American plains. You know, American Plain Indians. But that was a great genocide committed. It was the worst atrocity than the Jewish genocide that was attempted by Hitler. The Native Americans genocide is not talked about, not spoke about in schools or books. It was the greatest genocide committed on this planet by the Americans, by the colonizers, and it's the truth. I'm not saying something that's not the truth or something that's disrespectful. It's even they even put a little bit of that in history, like Custer's last stand. You know, how Crazy Horse won that battle. They just wanted to live at peace and not have their land stolen from them. They would have even allowed them. You know, they even allowed and let black people live with them. You know, black people are trying to say they were over here too. Maybe they were. You know, they had some people from Egypt traveled over to the to our land to South America. Ancient Egyptians probably traveled over there, with ancient Aztecs, and they probably did business, did trade. Of course they did, because they went to war with each other, nuclear war. All the past advanced civilizations, that their pyramids and their monuments, their buildings are still standing. That's how good they were at building and their structures. Those are ancient, thousands and thousands of years old. Imagine what they looked like brand new. They were an ancient advanced civilization. So they probably did business and had some trade and mixing cultures, but that was an Indian. I mean, that was a native to the Western world. The natives and the indigenous people of the Western world. They found those heads in South America that had big noses, big lips and stuff like that. Look at my nose.
How about my boys in the jungle?
Look at my lips. Exactly, I'm that statue. Because there was no black natives. They were guests over here to the natives. They might have started their own tribes. To get away from slavery, to get away from being persecuted in Africa by the Muslims. You know, but the black people, they were once an advanced civilization. They once had an advanced civilization through Egypt. You know what it is, Danny Chain, miles higher than the rest. I just wanted to comment how slave trade was one of the greatest atrocities committed in this world, and the American Native genocide was the greatest atrocities committed in this world. Those were two genocides I consider that were atrocities to this world and to the building of their country. And the ancient Texans will remember that, what they did to those people, to our people. The ancient texts, after we're long and gone in dust, and another civilization pops up, and they find ancient scriptures, or they find scriptures or books or things that happened, and what the American people did that's where they're trying to bury it. So people won't remember that they committed two great genocides that were the worst things that happened in the world. I consider them almost worse than a world war. Those two atrocities, the slavery and the Native American genocide. You know what it is, Danny Che, mile higher than the rest. You know the best. 303 415 will know.